Five questions with me, EP.
Hey everyone, it's Elizabeth. I'm here with trial attorney Phil Vogelsang, and I'm going to ask him 5 questions. Ready, Phil?
I am.
What's the most rewarding part of your job?
I think taking a case from the beginning with usually a family or an individual, it's a tumultuous time for them, a stressful time, and taking them through that whole process, kind of putting them under my wing. And when it ends with a positive result and that stress relief is taken off their shoulders and they're happy going forward, that really is a rewarding feeling. And you do feel like, as an attorney, when you get in that relationship with them over the course of sometimes a year or more, you do almost have a friendship with them that continues down the line, even when their case is closed. I think that's the most rewarding aspect, knowing that you helped somebody get better in life, better their life, hopefully, and gain a friend in the process.
Yeah, and I've seen Phil interact with his clients, and he really does put himself in their shoes and take them under his wing. Love that. Number 2, what's your favorite hobby and how do you make time for it?
Coaching my girls' flag football team. We have a recreational team and a travel team that I coach, and that takes a lot of time, but my kids love football, and it's 2 girls, so what better sport as a dad than to have 2 girls who love the flag football. So I set aside Thursday afternoons. I leave work early and I get home from work when they get home from school about 3:15. So my Thursday afternoons are free to coach both squads. And I drop them off at school in the morning, but when they get dropped off at 3 in the afternoon, as if they haven't seen me in a week, and they come running in every day, and I love that feeling. And that's definitely makes it a good hobby for me as far as coaching and having that bonding with them and something to look forward to and playing games on the weekends and things like that.
I love that, flag football. I wished I had that when I was younger.
Yes.
Number 3, what's one piece of advice you give to someone dealing with legal issues for the first time?
Speak to an attorney early. I think that's what differentiates our firm from others. When I get a new client, there's a lot to have happen and a lot of discussion early on with a case and getting a feel for what their goals are, strategically what we should do as far as handling their case going forward, because as I talked about earlier, it might be a year-long process, but setting that foundation early is important. And a lot of larger law firms, you never speak to a lawyer, even in the first, let's say, month. You're speaking to support staff and they're building a claim. Well, those most important times are the early on in the case for evidentiary purposes, for strategic purpose, for treatment purposes, if they need to go treat with a doctor. Setting all of that up early is extremely important. So my advice would be is ensure that you speak to a lawyer early on to develop a relationship, 1, and 2, develop a strategy on what's going to happen and a game plan going forward.
I agree. I think that's kind of what sets our firm apart too, is that you get to speak to an attorney very quickly, which other firms you don't get that.
Definitely not.
Number 4, how do you balance work and personal life in such a demanding profession?
Organization. I'm very organized from a work perspective, and every client has a folder in my email that I can always look to, and every email from a client, personal or otherwise, goes in their folder. So I'm always I'm not losing emails, I'm not losing anything. And as far as my case goes, my case list goes, I maintain structure and a to-do list on every single case that's always building. And having that, I think, allows me to have more time in my personal life by prioritizing organization. That's what I would preach for sure.
I agree. Organization is the key. Last one. What's one common misconception about lawyers that you'd like to debunk?
That we are all legal experts in everything. It's funny. I had a call, or somebody texted me last week and was like, "Oh, what can I do about this?" And I can't. It was one of those where I have no clue. Let me put you in touch with somebody that might be able to answer your question. So, yes, we are all lawyers, but everything is a learning curve, and depending on the area of law that you get in. I started as a prosecutor and knew nothing about personal injury. I knew nothing about employment law. I knew nothing about any other aspects of the law when I left being a prosecutor. I knew how to try cases. I knew how to be organized. I knew how to manage hundreds of cases, but I did not know any of these other areas. So that would be the rumor or the thing to debunk for me is we're not experts in every field.
I agree. It's like going to a neurosurgeon for a knee pain or something.
Correct. Exactly.
Well, Phil, thanks for hanging out with us and answering my 5 questions. Until next time.
Have questions with me, EP.